and the Washington Commanders. Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and we are underway from FedEx Field. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They start on the ground with Elliott. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now, these two teams met in our nation's capital earlier this season with the Commanders picking up the win at FedEx Field. So they're looking for another win here in Washington to take the season sweep. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Prescott. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season-open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They keep on the ground with Elliott. Room here to run. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, and they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 47 yards rushing for him already. A terrific opening drive on the ground, and it's a first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. They'll need a big play here with Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Throwing. Prescott. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Marr able to put this one through, and the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Wentz bringing the Commanders up for 1st and 10. Right at the 30. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he'll get this to the 32. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was spot free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
They'll run with Gibson. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
13 yards there and a Washington first. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Once more, Gibson. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. On 3rd down, here's Gibson. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 40 yards rushing so far, and this is just their first possession. They've got a new set of downs here. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play, and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he'll be brought down at the 27. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
A handoff running left is Gibson. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Already a pair of third down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this third down try. Straight ahead, Gibson. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. A give up the middle to Gibson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Gibson again. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
The running game's playing a huge part in getting him down to this point on the field. I say stay with it. Keep pounding the football. Keep driving. Keep grinding.
Yeah, even down in the red zone, keep going for it.
No doubt about it. Dance with it.
Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it. It's picked up by the Cowboys.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On 2nd down, Elliott once more. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. 2 yards on the 1st down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Commanders bringing out the nickel package on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner. And that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
On to punt now, Anger as he boots this one away. Taylor now returning it. Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They fumbled the last time they had the football. Fortunate that it only led to a field goal. 3-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this 2nd quarter. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. On the counter, Gibson. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. The 71 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. And on third down, the Cowboys bringing an extra defensive back. Now Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first two drives, but this one's going to, again, amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spot. The 30-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. On second down, Elliott. Just a yard on the gain there, and that leaves him with 14 yards still to go on third down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Taylor now to return it. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with a little under a minute to go, they may try and work their way into field goal range and try to tie up this ball game. And this is going to be a Commander's first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and and create space for their running back to roam.
On first down, right back to Gibson. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. And now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Gibson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. That's going to be caught downfield by McLaurin. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. Sly able to put this one through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. And here's a give to Gibson. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. A handoff for Gibson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 111 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame. He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the 3rd quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just this series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, where are the adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball? Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just have to find a way to tackle someone.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Good yardage there on first down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Gibson here running out of the gun. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll try the left side with Gibson. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll run. It's Gibson. Oh, he sheds himself free. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let it pick up the 1st down.
They'll run with Gibson. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They're mounting a nice drive here. Good chunk of yardage there again. O-line, they've been solid this drive.
They have that look about them right now that says, if you do anything but run the ball behind us, you're crazy. They have really moved it well on this drive, and they want to finish it off the same way.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Commanders have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good 2nd half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the 2nd half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have, and try and move that ball down the field for an answering score.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Here's Prescott. And his throw is incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Prescott. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse it. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Trayvon Diggs.
We're holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half. Those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. The 2 Fs.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott.
His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
On the return from his end zone, Malik Taylor.
A dangerous return man showing it here. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Powell, and Thomas has it. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, you can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Martin, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Now Gibson. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been excellent, 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 9.
Once more, Gibson. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously, he is well short of the first. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Going for it on 4th. Here's Howell. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marquise Bell. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
It's probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
On the return, it's Taylor from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And can they regroup? That's the question. The pick 6 hurt, no doubt, but this is still a one-score game here in the 4th.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. 2nd down, Howell back to pass. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Well, touch and time here critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Howell throwing on 3rd down here. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
A give running right, Gibson. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
A handoff running left is Gibson. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
But sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
A give to Gibson running right. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
17 yards that time and a Washington first.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
A carry for Gibson.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Gibson again.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Man, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. 2nd down now.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
They'll try to run with Gibson.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. This Cowboy defense trying to hold him out of the end zone. They've run it to 3rd and goal.
They'll try to run it with Gibson.
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
Sly on for the extra point.
And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. (17-17) the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Now Dak. And incomplete on the deep ball. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Up the middle, here's Elliott. And he'll be stopped after a very short gain, and now you're looking at 4th down. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. To return is Taylor. 51 yards on the punt there. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the save calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt...
And now off to the races, down the right side. The 20. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They just likely won this thing in regulation. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. One last shot now for Prescott. All the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for the Commanders, they finish things off in style, putting a bow on a 14-3 regular season. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, the loss means they finish with a mark of 10 wins and 7.